What is going on, guys? Welcome back to V Broadway Finds. I haven't done a video in a while, so I wanted to show you guys what I have found in the past couple of weeks. So that's what this video is going to be. It's going to be top 10 finds from the past couple of weeks, a dumb purchase, a missed opportunity, because I did miss a massive opportunity, and then kind of a little bit of like tidbits or how to spot a Levi jacket, an old vintage Levi jacket, which this is one of the finds from the week. Without wasting any time, we'll get into it, starting with these. For the first find of the day, I found these a week ago, and they are a pair of Space Jam Jordans. Now, these are the 2009 Space Jam Jordans. They made a different pair in 2016, and the difference, if you're just doing a quick look at it, besides looking up the serial on the inside, is the number 23 on the back here. So the Jordans that were made in 2016 that are the Space Jam Jordans have a number 45 on the back. So that's a good way to have an indicator of which year it is. Now, these are all over the place with comps. Low end, I'm looking at like $100. High end, you're looking at like between $300 and $500. Now, the $500 ones are still pre-owned, but they have the box. They're in perfect shape. These are in amazing shape, but I don't have the box for them. So I would guess I'll get probably about $170 to $180 on them. And I bought them at a Goodwill for $8. So massive win. Second item on the list, bought it at the same Goodwill for $4. So this one's kind of unbelievable that I found both of them at the same one. And I bought them last week. This is a 1996 single-stitched Undertaker shirt. And it has Rest in Peace on it. It's missing the tag, but I mean, other than that, the shirt is in incredible condition. And I've seen two comps on this. One of them was for $130. The other one was for $399. So it's a really big difference in pricing. So I actually don't know what I'll do with it. It's a size large. I think both of those were a medium, and I know large is more sought after. So I haven't really decided how I want to sell it. I have a couple options. I can put it up at $3.99 or best offer and just see what bites I get out of it. Another one is I could do the auction, but an auction, I could put it at $100 and it might only sell for $100. So that one's a little bit more risky. The last option I have, which is kind of a newer option to me, is I could go on my Instagram, which if you're not following my Instagram yet, you should follow it. I've got lots of content on there. I actually post a lot every day on there. I can raffle it off. So that's another option I have. Anyways, I bought this for $4. Huge win for that one. But the next one up on the list, I've showed you guys two. Third item up on the list is this My First Sony Walkman. I bought this for $1 at the Goodwill last week, and it turns out it's actually worth a pretty good amount of money. I bought it more or less as a joke because I thought it was kind of cool. They sell between $40 and $80 on eBay because of just, they're rare, because people broke them, and the nostalgic of it, and it just looks very 80s, 90s. But anyways, I bought this for $1. It was a pretty good pickup. The fourth item, I don't know if it's real. I really hope it is. It looks real, it feels real, but I'm not positive, so I'm gonna end up putting it in a Facebook group before I sell it off. Or if you guys know if the item is real after you look at it on the video, leave it in the comments. I'd love to know, because this I'm more or less new to. But I have a Burberry trench coat. It looks like a vintage tag Burberry trench coat. It's huge. It fits me very well. It's got the inside plaid in it that's lined. It's lined with the inside plaid on both accounts. Again, I'll give you another look at that logo here. We bought this at a garage sale for $5. We were on the way to the gym. I saw there was a garage sale sign. I swooped in, and this was on the rack outside. The lady was standing right there next to it, and I assumed she would want quite a bit of money for it. I asked her, and she was like, just give me $5. So That's why I kind of have a suspicion that it could be fake, but it looks and feels pretty real. So if it is, if it's not, it's still a pretty cool coat. Again, if you have any idea if it is real or not, leave it in the comments. And I'll also post in the comments or on my Instagram if it is real or not. So keep an eye out for that. Number 5 on the list is a little bittersweet because while yes, I did get some really cool items at this estate sale, the downside is I missed a gigantic item. That's my mistake for the last couple weeks. So one of the cool items I found was this 1980s Bart Simpson shirt. It's single stitched. It's got the tag in it. It's in amazing condition. It's one of my favorite finds of the past couple weeks, besides maybe the Undertaker. But this was what I went to the estate sale for. And in that time, I also found in the same closet, I also found this in the same closet, Nike gray tag. Okay, maybe. Nike gray tag. It's got the swoosh and the Nike logo spelled out in this cool teal. It's a windbreaker, and it had the pants to go with it. So that was really cool. I bought all 3 of those for $2 a piece. So the Nike tracksuit with the pants and the top should sell for probably, I would guess, around $80. The Simpsons shirt has sold for over $100 before, low end $70. So those were awesome grabs. The downside of it was with the estate sale that I went to, it was a massive house. It was 4 stories tall. It was in the old area of Toledo, so the house was from probably the 20s. The people had lived there for 60 years, so they had a massive amount of stuff. And the lady was actually a vocal coach. She actually taught a few singers, and Katie Holmes, who's in the area, she taught her vocal lessons. What was cool about the house, though, was they had an antique glider I picked up. That was $80. The part that stunk for me was there's only one of me. I can only go so fast up the stairs. In the basement, there was a Slingerland drum set that I did not get to in time before somebody had bought it. Ironically, the person that bought it was the girl that was too slow to get to the Bart Simpson shirt that I got to. So she got the drum set, so she got the biggest win. She bought it for $100, probably could sell it for about $2,000. It was from the 60s, all original, in beautiful shape. It had everything with it, including the cymbals, all Slingerland. If you've never looked up the name before, look it up. It's a huge drum brand. And there's a difference between the USA models and the ones that were made in, I believe it was Taiwan. But this was a USA model by the serial codes. So bittersweet on that one. But I did do really well at that estate sale. We got those 3 shirts, which were a huge win. I also picked up a wicker rattan Pier 1 table. I picked up an antique aluminum glider, bench glider for $80. That'll probably sell for $600 to $800. So I didn't do bad by any means, but it was kind of bittersweet that I didn't get to the drum set because I've sold one of those before in terrible condition for a few $100. On to the next item though. So next item I bought at the Salvation Army 2 weeks ago. It's a full suit, it's a sweatsuit, but it is a Christian Dior sweatsuit. It's vintage. It's from probably the 80s. It's in really good shape, honestly. There was a couple marks toward the bottom of the pants, but it is the full sweatsuit from the 80s. These are really popular right now. I bought it for $5. Probably will sell for around $60 to $70. And that's on the low end. If somebody really wants it, I might put it up for auction, honestly, because if somebody really wants it, they'll pay for it. The Dior name is huge, and with these sweatsuits coming back in style with the grandpa look, they could go for upwards of $150. Now, I don't think I'll get it for it, but low end, I think I should get at least $70. I'll show you guys my purchase of the day. This is a Dakota outerwear military parka. I bought it at the Goodwill today. The coat was $7.50. And the snow pants that went along with it, they're bibs, they're an overall pair. These were $6. So I spent roughly $14 on it. The coat alone sells for between $60 and $100. The pants are the same, so I'm guessing right around $200 I should get for the set, which is a great purchase of the day, honestly, because I was only in the Goodwill after I got my hair cut for maybe 5 minutes. This was just on the rack right when it came out. Honestly, you would think that with summer coming, people would stop purchasing coats and winter stuff, but there's still some parts of the country like Toledo where it's snowing right now, so people are still buying coats. And if not, it'll sit for a while, but with only having $14 invested, it's worth grabbing. The last two things I want to talk about for the video are these boots and this jacket. So the boots I actually picked up a couple months ago, so it's not from the past couple weeks, but I don't think you guys have seen them yet. I bought them for $8, and I finally brought them to a leather shop because I just wasn't sure on the material. And it turns out they are alligator boots. So I'm actually super happy I did not put them up when I did, because I'm glad I got the verification. These are alligator boots. You can kind of tell a little bit by the style. They have a Vibram sole. You can actually still see. I got them at Goodwill for $8. The leather shop guy actually said he has something that he can put on these to clean them up, make them look real nice. And I'm guessing I can sell them for about $100. Now, unfortunately, there is a bit of a slice in them, but they should still sell for about $100. Perfect condition ones sell between $200 to $400. So $100, $8, good grab. The last item that probably everybody wants to see is this guy. I picked up a Levi jacket at the auction Sunday for $27.50, and it was actually because I got into a bidding war with somebody over it, who didn't know it was there, by the way. It was on the coat rack, which they normally choice out at the end of the night, but I am impatient and didn't want to wait 5 hours to get the stinking coat for $1. So I special requested that they bring the coat up front and be auctioned off. They didn't say it was a Levi jacket, thank God, but somebody knew I was trying to buy it for $5, so they just bid me up to $27.50. That's okay. I won the jacket. They lost. And it made me nervous because somebody ripped it out. Probably 50 to 60 years ago, somebody ripped the label off. Maybe buy this jacket is I looked really closely. I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to really show it, but it's hard because it's in such a weird spot. All right. Okay. It's hard to see, but there is a big E, and that was what indicated to me that I needed to buy this jacket. So I did my research on it, and I'll put a link in the description of where I found my research. But to give you guys just a little bit of background on the jacket, this is a Type 3 Levi denim jacket. Now, this is from the 1960s. I've narrowed it down to that based on a few things. The first is there are no pockets. There are no additional pockets to this. It's just the two top pockets. That's an indicator that it was made in the 60s. If it did have additional pockets, it'd be from 1984 or farther, but it would not have that big E. If it did have the big E and it had additional pockets, it'd be a fake. Lucky for me, this is not fake. The next indicator that is from the 1960s is actually the buttons. So if I can find one of the buttons. Okay, here we go. So are the buttons. Now the top doesn't give you much indication on it. It's the back side. So each of these buttons has a 0 on it, which gives an indication that it is from the early models of this. It's actually a 0, so it's even better. Some of them had a 1. If they got farther in, it'd be like a 555. But the 0 is another indication that it is real and it is from the 60s. The part I am having trouble with, because I thought it was from 1962, which is the first year that they made the Type 3 jacket, which makes it worth hundreds of dollars. Actually, really anything from the 60s, you're looking at pretty good money from it. But I just can't tell. If you know Levi jackets really well and you know the vintage style, let me know. I'm struggling here because there's no label. It's right here. So from where I was reading, if this was, I can't tell if it's a yellow or not. So does that look yellow or orange? Let me know, because I'm struggling. So another indication is the lemon lime. It was like, they called it a lemon yellow look. That would be on the back side of the pockets. That indicated that it was from 1962. After 1962, they made it orange or coppery to give it a better appeal look with the rest of the copper buttons. So minimum, this could be from 1962. In that case, I'm looking between $600 to $700 because of just the shape it's in. It's in pretty good shape besides these two little marks. If it's not from 1962, that means it's between 1963 and I think 1970. That's pretty much the year. I think actually might even be 68. So it's between 1963 and 1968, just based on the information that I found. And again, I will post that description if you want to get more in detail about what I found on Levi jackets. But essentially, I'm looking at right around $400 to $500 for this. So it's a really big win. If nothing else, I'll keep it because it's a men's large. And I'll feel really cool because I've got my 1960s Levi jacket. Yeah, it's in great condition. I'm totally happy the person that bid me up lost interest in it, because it's probably going to be a $500 win for me, and it's going to make somebody else who buys it extremely happy. Because, to be honest, I almost don't want to give it up because it's really, really cool, and it's old Levi, but I'm in the selling business, so I got to sell it. I'll show you the dumb buy from the auction. Right when I walked into the auction, they had something up for bidding, and it was this guy. I didn't know it made noises. It creeps me the hell out. It is a mini-me from 1999. I bought him for $30. And I thought it might be a good buy. I'm like, oh, it's mini-me. It's Austin Powers. It's 1999. He's not in bad shape. His head's got a little bit of, he's got some marks on his head. But he's only worth about $35. Possibly 40 at the max. So definitely not worth buying. It creeps me out. It creeps Carolina out. The best thing I can think to do with it is hide it in my little brother's room when I go home and record him freaking out on it, because he doesn't like dolls. He loves Austin Powers, hates dolls. But that is going to be the end of the video. I wanted you guys to at least see a dumb buy, because I do them all the time. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the page. Again, I think I mentioned it, but check out the Instagram page, follow it. I do post a lot of content. A lot of what you don't see in the videos is up on the Instagram page. So it'll give you a great deal of information. It'll show you what I'm selling, just show you what to look out for. But that's going to be it for this video. Stay tuned, because the next few videos will be road trip videos, because me and Carolina are driving down to Florida, and we're going to record when we stop at thrift stores along the way from Ohio to Florida. And then when we're in Florida, we're going to be in St. Augustine, we're going to be in Gainesville, we're going to be in Fort Myers, and we're going to be in Orlando. So we're going to be in 4 different big areas to thrift. So until then, stay tuned. See you in the next one.